When your favorite president, Cyril Ramaphosa, stood before the ANC National Executive Committee and showed his now infamous challenge, he did something rather unprecedented in South African politics. He called out the bluff. The man called out the BS, called out those snakes whispering in the dark corners, pulled their heads off to come into light. He said, if you want me gone, you must have the spine to say it in my face. And the silence that followed was deafening because it's been some time since Ramaphosa had a pair. This was a man that was backed into a corner by his own party's corruption machine. And instead of cowering, he turned around and challenged the machine to either destroy him publicly or shut the hell up. The boldness is remarkable, the corruption even more so. You see, let's be clear about what's happening here. All right. The ANC has perfected the art of strategic sacrifice. They threw Zuma to the wolves when the stench became unbearable, when state capture was no longer something they could deny with straight faces. Zuma, for all his faults, was useful until he wasn't. Then he became expendable. Now, they are eyeing Ramaphosa with the same calculating gaze, not because he's suddenly become more corrupt than his predecessors. He is corrupt, but he's become politically inconvenient. You get what I mean? The GNU coalition was him playing nice with the DA and other parties. He's supposed to be implementing reforms. He's the guy that's supposed to look clean. He's the president. He's the good boy. He looks clean while his comrades continue feeding from us through the shadows. But here's the problem. The public is watching. The Zondo Commission pulled back the curtain. The Phala Phala scandal showed us Ramaphosa's own dirty laundry. And now, the Madlanga Commission is exposing as much rot as I've seen in some time. South Africans have stopped looking away. We are side-eyeing the entire organization, and you know that they can feel it. So what does the ANC do when public scrutiny becomes uncomfortable? They sacrifice someone. Not to actually clean house. That would require dismantling the entire structure of patronage and corruption they've built over 3 decades. No. And it's much harder. They don't like doing hard things, you know them. They sacrifice someone to appear like they're cleaning the house. You get what I mean? Now that the NEC said Ramaphosa must resign, they expect you to say, oh, the NEC are such good heroes. When Ramaphosa told his detractors to stop discussing his exit in dark corners like cowards, he accidentally revealed something quite profound about how the ANC operates. Everything happens in darkness. The deals, the plots, the corruption, the leadership contests. It all happens where the public cannot see. The NEC meetings aren't transparent deliberations about how to serve South Africa. They are power struggles between factions fighting over who gets to control the money pipelines. Even Senzo Mchunu wanted to campaign for president at one point, and look what he's doing now. Ramaphosa calling them cowards wasn't just a personal jab. It was an indictment of the entire system. And his follow-up, demanding lifestyle audits for every NEC member. The man essentially said, you want to judge me? Well, why don't we put every one of your financial records on the table first? It was brilliant, it was bold, and it absolutely terrified them. Because an honest lifestyle audit of the ANC leadership would probably require building new prisons just to house the guilty. So, I'm not done. You think I'm done? I'm not done. I'm not done. Ramaphosa warned that the ANC cannot run this place mafia style. Think about that for a moment. The sitting president of South Africa had to tell his own party not to operate like organized crime. Not metaphorically, not as a warning about what they might become on Tonton. He was describing their current operating model. The ANC has functioned like a protection racket for years. Pay your dues, stay loyal to the family, and you get your cut of government tenders. Cross the family, and you disappear. Politically speaking, sometimes literally, if you know too much. I mean, Ramaphosa saying this out loud is remarkable. It's either the desperation of a man who knows he's already lost, or it's actually the calculated move of someone who's decided that if they're taking him down, is he going to take some names with him? But I'm sure you're wondering, why do they want Ramaphosa gone? Make no mistake, they don't want Ramaphosa gone because he's corrupt. They want him gone because he's inconveniently corrupt. You get what I'm saying? Zuma was blatant. He didn't care about optics. The Guptas literally landed planes at military bases. Zuma gave 0 sandwiches. It was so obvious that even the ANC couldn't spin it forever. And he would dance on stage. But Zuma was useful for his faction while it lasted, because he'd steal while giving a little bit back. Ramaphosa came in as the clean guy, the clean alternative, the businessman, the unifier, the one who'd restore South Africa's credibility. And he played that role well enough to keep the international investors from completely fleeing. But then Phala Phala happened, and that shattered the illusion. The man had millions in foreign currency stuffed in furniture at his game farm. The clean president wasn't clean at all. He was just better at hiding it, which made everyone raise an even higher eyebrow at him. The GNU even forced him to govern with opposition parties watching. Because coalition means ANC cadres don't just loot with impunity anymore, although they still do. Oversight has returned, I think. And that's bad for business for the ANC. So naturally, elements within the ANC want him replaced with someone who will be more cooperative with the traditional way, let's say, of doing things. You get what I'm saying, my comrade? Here's what nobody wants to say out loud, but only Sambit can. Ramaphosa probably should resign. Not because of the whispers in the dark corners, but because Phala Phala alone should have disqualified him from office. We normalized it. We let it slide. Why? Because he seemed like lesser evil compared to the alternatives. But here's the trap, folks. Just that, we keep choosing the lesser evil and keep wondering why our government is falling harder than GTA when we heard GTA 6 was even further delayed. No one even cares about GTA 6 anymore because it'll just keep getting delayed. The ANC doesn't sacrifice its leaders because they're corrupt. It sacrifices them when their corruption becomes politically problematic. That's the difference. Zuma didn't go to jail because justice prevailed. He went to jail because he got caught, people were looking, and the ANC needed a scapegoat. But then the people looted, so they got him right back out. Ramaphosa might be next, not because he deserves to go, although he does, but because the machine needs someone else to cover for them. You get what I'm saying? This is not a case of, hey, Baba, you're corrupt. Please, go to jail. No, it's a case of, dude, couldn't you at least hide it a little bit? I mean, we all are corrupt in the ANC. They all are. Trust me. They all are. But the thing is, when you get caught, you get what I'm saying, is different because you're the one everybody is sure is corrupt. We know all of them are, but Ramaphosa is one of the people you've got dirt on. Remember, they all have dirt on each other. Ramaphosa is one of the individuals we have dirt on. We have dirt on Ramaphosa. You want to silence Ramaphosa in an argument at home? I'm sure his wife says, what about the Phala Phala money? That's probably how she silences him all the time. You want to silence him in maybe a public debate or the national dialogue? Ask about the Phala Phala money. See if he replies. Easy way to win. Why? Because it's dirt. It's his secret. A secret that you managed to know. And he can't do anything about it because you know along with the rest of the nation. If you knew alone, maybe you wouldn't be here now. You see, they sacrificed Zuma to buy time. Now they're considering sacrificing Ramaphosa for the same reason. He's the next sacrifice, but each sacrifice weakens them. Each public battle exposes them even more. Each broken promise and revealed scandal chips away at whatever legitimacy they have left. You get what I'm saying? So at this point, trying to get rid of Ramaphosa is 10 times more important than anything else. As of now, nobody has given Ramaphosa the date. The ANC spokespeople insist that everything is fine. It's fine. He'll serve until 2027, and the rumors are baseless. But we all know what's happening in those corners. We know the knives are out. We know the factions are circling. Ramaphosa's dare was brilliant because it puts his enemies in an impossible position. Act openly and expose the party's dysfunction, or stay quiet and let him remain. Either way, the public sees the rot. The question isn't whether Ramaphosa will survive. You're getting it wrong. You must ask this question: will the ANC survive? Because organizations built on corruption don't last forever, okay? They collapse under their own weight, destroyed not by their enemies, but by their own greed, their own paranoia, their own inability to do anything other than fight over the spoils. The Roman Empire didn't fall because they got attacked by somebody. The rot started within, and Cleopatra finished them all. The only question now is whether we'll have something better ready when they finally fall. You get what I mean? Do we have something better when they fall, or will we just get a new set of thieves in different colors? The dare remains, hey, the clock is ticking, tick-tock, and South Africa's watching. By the way, speaking of TikTok, I am on TikTok. Why aren't you following me on TikTok? You should follow me on TikTok.